Hey you guys, it's Cece. Welcome back to my channel. Today we are going over some of the champions in my account, and I'm gonna let you guys know who is my best epic. If you saw my best legendary video, then this is the follow-up to that. So today we are talking about the epics, and actually this one was harder to pick. So picking a #1 epic was genuinely, it was a lot harder actually if I think about it, because I feel like epics really carry accounts. So it is great to get legendaries. We love legendaries. But there are so many good epics in here, and of course they're easier to obtain, and they're the ones that of course we typically build. They're easier to book, all of the above things, right? It's one of the reasons that it's just easier to build and make teams, and this is why we have and love epics. So having to pick a #1 was harder than I probably anticipated it would be. Picking a best is going to be subjective, and I think it varies depending on the content that you are actually focusing on. However, there are many powerful ones that shine in multiple aspects of this game. These are my standout ones due to their versatility and their powerful abilities. So one of the newer ones that I recently got actually is going to be Whisper. I was so excited to get her. I haven't even been able to actually build her yet, but her skills alone, she was one that I've wanted for a while. I have included her in some of my top lists for epics, so she is hands down one of the ones I was very excited for. However, not a top just because she does have the single target damage, and she's not going to be able to work in every single area of this game. I do think that there's certain places she is going to shine better than others, so although she is very, very good, she was not my top one for today. Royal Guard being a good one. I do have a good soulstone on him with the 3-star on there. A Chemtem, been MVP for me in some of my dungeons. Demitha, of course, love Demitha as well. She was actually close to this list since I do use her in some PvP, use her in PvE in dungeons, and core part, of course, of my clan boss team. There are others along the way who I have not built. Sabbatha, I am still having to build on here. Another one here that I haven't built, and I'll take you to my vault because this is where I have more of the ones that I've actually built over my reserve vault. So yeah, having Taragi in here, Miscreated, like all these ones that are in here that I also have, just as an example. Also kind of up there, they're good champions, but my #1, curious if you'll guess this one, is Uugo. I am curious your thoughts on Uugo, if you have her, if you use her, and if you've been playing the game for a while, if you continue to use her, or how you found her to be early on. Uugo is actually one of the ones that I made sure to include in my custom download link just because of how good she actually is. I feel like she is one of the best epics in this game, just due really to her versatility and the support that she brings in being a champion. She's actually one that I wish I had a soulstone on. I recently took all the gear off of her just because I wanted to give her a big upgrade. I went and did some crafting with some bolster sets, so that is one of the ones that I actually want to see if I can put onto her. But she is hands down one of my favorite ones, fully booked, of course, because as I said, she's one that I do use everywhere. So I used her in a lot of my dungeon teams. I want to say almost all of them. I've kind of been swapping out different supports in there, but she fits very nicely in any of those PvE kind of modes. Campaign if you need some little bit of support in there. Doom Tower if you need that. Cursed City. As I said, the dungeons themselves, whether that's the Potions Keep, the Ice Golem, Dragon's Lair, all of those guys in there. Definitely fits into there. And then of course PvP, she is one that I do tend to actually reach for, and one that I used very early on, like as soon as I got her. And she is one that you can actually get, like I said, at level 10 with my link, so you'll get her super early and really be able to make use out of her. Giving you guys a look at her skills. She's one, like I said, I wish I had a blessing first so I can show you that, but her skill 1, so attacking an enemy and having a chance to actually place a leech debuff for 2 turns is really nice. And then the chance, of course, increasing when you have allies which are alive. Second skill, being an AoE, attacking everyone and being able to actually decrease their defense, so you're able to do more damage on them, but also being able to block buffs on there, and then having a chance of that increasing for any of the allies that you do have alive. And then her skill 3, so having a bit of a cleanse in there, so removing all heal reduction debuffs from all of the allies, and then removing a random debuff from them as well, and healing them by 20% of the champion's max HP. One of the reasons I like this champion is that it does give you a revive early on. Although it is conditional, it's nice that she has that. So if Uugo is the last one standing and everybody else dies, she will actually revive them with 50% HP and fill their turn meter by 50%. instead of the cleansing that she does. So you do have a reviver with Uugo, which is a nice backup, but it's nice you also have that bit of that cleanse in there and the heal. And then Uugo does have a passive where it is going to fill a 30% increase speed buff and a block damage buff on this champion for 1 turn whenever the champion's last living ally is killed. So when the ally is killed, it's perfect because it gives you that opportunity to get that revive off. So the synergy that Uugo has with her skills work really well. I know I'm mentioning Uugo being my #1 favorite epic I have on this account, and she is not geared up right now. Now that is just because she's getting a big refresh, and as I said, the set I want to put on her is Bolster, giving you the protected 30% HP ally shield for 3 turns and healing by 10% every turn. I feel like it is a kit that is going to work really nicely with her. The thing is, of course, when I'm actually going to go ahead and put this gear on her, there's going to be certain substats I'm going to be looking for. It's going to include HP percent. I'll want some speed on there, and then potentially some defense percent. That's narrowing it down quite a bit. So for now, the speed and the HP percent is really what I'm going to be aiming for. And I know I have some in here, like this piece right here, the shield being really good for her. I have a defense percent. I've got some speed. I've hit that HP percent. We did avoid the crit rate, which was great and definitely works for her. But as I'm going through, I might have to take some of the other things off. Like I know in the helmet, for example, when I was trying to do some upgrades, I kept hitting that crit rate. I hit crit damage, crit rate again in here. So I'll probably have to do a bit more upgrading and just see if I can find something that's going to kind of match her and her kit a little bit better. But just to give you an idea, I'm avoiding some of the more damage stats and looking at the supportive ones with like defense percent, HP percent, speed, some accuracy I'll need, and then even resistance. Not necessarily a bad thing here. Those are my epics, including my favorite that I currently have on my account. Who is your favorite epic that you guys have been using? If you download Raid Shadow Legends using my link, I'm actually going to start you off with the free legendary champion on day 1. And then at level 10, level 20, and level 30, you'll get yourself an epic. That is 4 amazing champions that you can get just by downloading using my link. Now that you've downloaded using my link, you want to make sure that you are entering a new player code. You do have to enter this within 72 hours of actually downloading the game. The code that I suggest using is MONKEYKING. This is going to get you Sun Wukong, who is a legendary champion who is very good, but only here for a limited time. So you're going to want to make sure that you claim that. If you enjoyed this video, be sure you subscribe so you don't miss out on future content. I'll see you guys next time. Bye! Next level.